So he would like to be the minister who made this solution for the free city Christiania. So actually he accepted what we wanted in the first place, a self-owned institution, a foundation for all of Christiania. Now we are able to make such a foundation. We cannot buy the whole thing. We can buy this area here with all the houses now for 76 million Danish kroner, plus including the houses here. We can buy the houses, but we cannot buy the land the houses is located on. That land is not for sale because it is the memorial parts of the old fortifications of Copenhagen. And out here, they don't want to sell us the houses here and on Dyssen. So here we will rent these areas and these houses for 6 million kroner a year. So that will be very costly. Yeah. Also, they want to have 40 million kroner for construction grounds, where we can decide ourselves where to build new houses in Christiania. But they will also reduce the payment of this 40 million kroner for the work we are doing ourselves here to maintain all the streets and sewers and water supply, electrical cables, and we have a gardener group taking care of all the nature. And they will accept bills for all these things we do ourselves. So we don't think we have to pay this 40 million Danish kroner for construction grounds, because we can use the money for maintenance of Christiania instead. And they have accepted that.
How is managed? Is there a government or something like that?
The common meeting is the highest authority, and we have a cashier to collect the payment for all the citizens in each area. We have a head cashier making all the accounts, paying all the bills. We have a cashier for all the commercial businesses, and we have an economical meeting. So when we decide something, we call for the common meeting and we agree about making decisions.
But you have to be everybody?
Yeah. We cannot.
You have percent?
Not everybody is coming to every meeting. It's not like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we are 650 adults living here, and the biggest meetings is in about 250, maybe 300 people coming to a very important meeting. Mm-hmm. So it's actually less than half the people coming to a meeting. But then it's of course communicated out to all people living in Christiania was decided in this meeting.
And when you decide, you have a new law or a new something, and you have to vote or something like that?
We do not make votes.
I know, how is the way?
We try to argue with each other, have a dialogue, as we call it here in Denmark, about the problems, suggestions to how to solve these problems. And then it's through this debate we find out what is the mood in the assembly, what do people really want us to do here in Christiania. It's very difficult to explain. You have actually to live in Christiania to attend these meetings, to understand how it actually is decided.
But there's some people that is controlling the meetings to moderate. That now you speak.
We have of course a group who's arranging the meetings. For example, here we have these decisions about making these foundations and all the details in this contract we made with the government about it. We had a collation group who's actually having meetings in the Ministry of Finance, and they come back to Christiania, so they actually sit by a table in the meeting, and people from the crowd ask these people about all the details. Yeah, here it doesn't matter how many or how few people are. Okay, if it is very few people who comes to the meeting, we have to call for a new meeting. Yeah. But if we are around 200 people in the meeting, we have the possibility to decide. It's not necessary in Christiania that everybody is coming.
Yeah, sure. It's impossible.
Meeting. Yeah. Yes.
And how do you see the future of Christiania?
Yes, it will be more expensive to live here in the future. So we have a plan to maybe we can finance some of all these many million Danish kroner to make people shares, we call it, to sell pieces of paper as a document that people actually are supporting Christiania with so and so much money. So some people are working on that idea, so because otherwise it would be rather expensive to live here in Christiania in the future.
Because you have business into Christiania?
Yes, we have many small businesses.
Kind of hotels or hostels or something?
No hostels, no. No.
Maybe you can create an eco-hostel or something for tourists?
Yes, but all the buildings is occupied already, so we do not have space and to do so. There was once upon a time a hostel here in Busher Street, but it went very bad in hard drugs and infections in the mattresses, and it ended up with all the mattresses was burned on a big fire. So that was the end of that hotel. And that was in the beginning of the 1900s and the 70s. And ever after we didn't have any hotel or possibility to accommodate tourists here. And we have many supporters around the world who loves Christiania and often comes here.
Also in Denmark, the people is agree
yes,
with...
the majority of the Danish people really likes Christiania.
And the new generations of people from Christiania?
Yeah, we have spread in all ages. People are having children, so now we are actually 3 generations of people living here. Most people in the 30s and the 40s, but also many people in the 60s, like me, who was young when Christiania started. Many of us have lived here ever after we moved in here many years ago.
But where are they going to live? I mean, you can build a new house or something for a new
Now
house?
we have possibility in the future to build new houses, but before we can do that, it should be decided in the Copenhagen City Council exactly which construction grounds. Because this local plan for the area have to be renewed, and it's up to the city of Copenhagen, because they have been waiting for the final solution in between Christiania and the state. So now they can act to make a local plan which will describe exactly where we can build these new houses.
What about the education? I guess you have your own school and...
We do not have schools. All the children goes out in normal schools out in the city of Copenhagen. And the closest school is just here on the other side of the street, the local city school, so most of the children goes there. Also we have a high school down the street, and many of the children continues in high school there.
And everybody who live here make works for Christiania, or there's people that only live here?
No, also we have people living out in town working in Christiania. And also, of course, the other way around, people living in Christiania working out in the city of Copenhagen. So it goes both ways.
And if I want to live in Christiania, what should I do?
It's very difficult right now. We have for a long time been unable to house people because they have this demand to demolish all these self-constructed houses and all the caravans here around the old defense ramparts and here on the other side of the lake. And all these people should be rehoused in all the vacant places. Now they're not talking about demolishing all these houses anymore. They're not talking about knocking down all the trees and bushes anymore. They dropped that part of the plan. We have to move 7 houses from one location to another. And within 10 years we have to move 10 more houses. Now we are back to the old deal like it used to be before. That if there is a vacant house or apartment in an area, the area will call for a special area meeting and invite all the applicants to come to this meeting. And then there's a round with all the applicants, and the local people in the area decides who they want to move in. The easiest way is actually to find yourself a sweetheart living here, because that have been working for all these years. Doesn't matter what rules they made in the Ministry of Finance, because if you find yourself a sweetheart already living here, you can move in with your sweetheart without any acknowledgement from the Ministry of Finance or any meeting in Christiania. You just move in. Many people came into our small society that way, because that was the easy way.